What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you guys remember, we did the exhaust on this FRS, but today we're actually going to work on suspension. We had done the suspension already. What did we put on before?
They're called Circuit Sports. They're a race car company based in La Habra.
Okay.
But they're noisy, and I just want something more for daily driving.
Yeah,
so we got some Teins.
They clunk a lot, so we're going to switch them out for these. So on these, what you have to do is take off the stock, what are those called, top hats?
Yeah, I think so.
The top hats from the stock suspension, which he saved.
Yeah, I was
luckily.
gonna sell it, but I'm glad I did.
No, save them. So we're gonna take those off, put them on here. These are always sketchy to do, especially when using the coil compressors. Yeah, it's sketchy. So we did the rear, but the suspension didn't come with the right nut for the center. I don't think it did, at least, because it won't go down. We're gonna wait up on those, and we're just gonna do the front one since we already have everything here. All right, so we got this. These are the rears. Remember, we were missing the nuts, so we got to them. Went on AutoZone, and they actually had them. So this is the size M10. Thread pitch is 1.25. I think the reason this didn't go on is because the top, it's like a triangle, and it's meant to lock into place so it doesn't become loose. So these don't have that. So what I ended up also picking up is some of these lock washers underneath that, so that way these don't become loose and it'll be safe to drive on the road. So yeah, let's get started. So here's the strut. There's usually a plastic cap. I already took it off. It just pops out. So this is what you're trying to remove, this top piece. To do that, you want some of these. You could just rent them out at AutoZone. I think he paid like 60 bucks, but you get that money back, so.
Yeah, thank God.
So it's not a big deal. So these you just put on. You want to have them parallel. They might twist when you tighten them up, but it's not a big deal. Put these little locks in place. And then you want to tighten them evenly as much as you can. I'm doing the impact just to save time. Okay, so that's all you have to do. It's always sketchy using these. I don't like it, but you kind of have to. So, oh well, it is what it is. So this is the piece you need from the stock struts, and they just slide onto the gold piece here, and that's it. Right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so now you got that on. Now you have to tighten it. We're tightening it with a 19 mil socket, and then after that, should be ready to install, right?
Yeah.
Give it a little. Okay, that should be good. So that's it, ready to go in. So now we have to do one more and then hope for the best. To change out the suspension, you have to take off these 3 bolts here. So down here, you have these 2 bolts to take out, and then you also have to remove this here, and also a 12 mil holding the brake line. So I would start first with the brake line. And then these, because once these are off, this thing comes down. You don't want to extend and damage your brake line. So I'm going to start with the brakes, then the end links, and then these 2, and it'll just pop right out. So he had a clunk, which is one of the reasons why he's changing it, but it was this thing down here. So it wasn't tightened all the way. What my guess is, you can kind of see the threads on the bottom part here where it's like shiny. They weren't allowing the nut to go all the way down. I'm guessing, I don't know. Anyways, we got these in, we got the new ones in, so we just gotta tighten everything back up and we should be ready to roll. Now we have those on. Now let's get the other side done so we can put it on the floor and then adjust the height. To adjust the height, you just move these rings here and that'll move it up and down. So yeah, so there it is. The front is done, so that's good to go. The rear we just finished. I forgot to record. Too busy trying to fight this thing. There it is. So I took off that right there and that one there, and I was able to lower the control arm. Came right out, and it was easy to put back in too. Just a little bit of force, and yeah, it's in there. Both sides are in. So now we just gotta drop it and see where our height is at and make sure it's matching the front.
Fucking sick, dude.
That looks really good,
It'll
yeah.
look good too with like the wider tires soon.
With the raise looks good.
With
Yeah, that's sick.
the Trump check.
With the Trump check. So it's probably gonna feel more like stock suspension.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. I hope the clunk is gone. I'm sure it is.
The clunk is gone. Let's get this all back together so we can go on a little test drive. We can't do anything crazy because it is raining. We're quarantined. Have to have my mask on. So anyways, first thoughts. It's actually pretty smooth. It's like a stock feeling, right? Or what do you say?
Stock but stiffer. So I'm gonna floor a little bit. So like maybe not super.
Yeah, go. So it has like a soft stock feeling. It's pretty stiff, but it's not too stiff over the bumps.
There's no clunks.
There's not a lot of roll, there's no clunks, yeah. So I would recommend the suspension.
Oh, 100%,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a budget coilover, this is the way to go.
This is it, yeah. Feels good.
For a little more, you can get the Street Advanced, and those have the dampening, but I don't think I need it.
No, I don't think so. He does a lot of daily driving, so we need to get him on the track. I'm gonna try to get him on track day. One day. When the quarantine's over. Yeah, so are you gonna let me drive it?
Yeah, let me pull over. I don't even know where I'm going.
How many horsepower is this? Like 200?
Now with the 85, the header is probably pushing like 220, 230.
220, 230?
Yeah.
Yo, this looks sick.
Right?
Okay, so that was it for the suspension on this car. I honestly really enjoy how it drives. It felt really good. It felt planted, but it also felt like it was a little bit soft for, you know, everyday driving. Anyways, I do recommend getting some. If I can find them, I'll link them in the description below for Amazon. And yeah, so there's the car.